Hello, Jeff Thomas here to update you on my week 9 sprint. So over the last 2 weeks, I've done a whole lot of research and writing, and that research was conducted to figure out what exactly makes a great high school teacher. So through my research, I was able to narrow it down to 3 main traits and 3 main skills. So those traits would be patience, empathy, and adaptability, and the skills would be communication skills, the ability to have stress management, and setting aside personal biases. The reason that these traits and skills are important is because you'll find them in any great teacher. The ability to have patience with your class is obviously important because every class is going to be a little bit different. They're going to learn at different paces, and you need to be able to have the ability to adjust for those classes, and that also relates directly into the adaptability. You have to be able to adjust for students, for classes, for interruptions, all of those different kinds of things. And then also with empathy, I learned that empathy is different from sympathy, especially in a classroom setting, because with empathy, you basically learn to connect with the student, whereas with sympathy, you can still potentially be looking down on them or feeling, you feel bad for them, but you don't necessarily get on their level. And that's really important for a teacher. As for communication skills, I feel like that's fairly obvious why it's important for a teacher, whether it be teaching, grading, helping a student to understand exactly where they're at, what they're struggling with, what they're doing well in, and helping a student to know where they need to improve. Stress management, teachers are constantly doing all kinds of different tasks. Multitasking is extremely common. And so teachers need to be able to learn how to manage that stress, or else I learned that the students can sense that stress and they will begin to feel stressed out. And then as for setting aside personal bias, I learned that bias is a natural thing that a lot of people feel. For example, if you saw a student who was maybe looked dirty and they were wearing some tattered clothes, you might instinctively have the bias to feel that they may not be as intelligent as some of the other students. But this would be an incorrect assumption to make. And so learning to set aside those personal biases is a big part of being a teacher. So there's some of the things I learned. I went in and was able to formulate those things that I learned into writing on my blog post. I'm also going to be submitting my blog link so that you can see that. And then as for my blog post, I just went in and organized some of the thoughts that I had and wrote it out. So hopefully you enjoyed that. My goal for the next 2 weeks is going to be doing a portion about now what makes a great seminary teacher. Eventually I'll be comparing those two, what makes a great high school teacher and what makes a great seminary teacher, and doing like a compare and contrast. But these next 2 weeks I'll be focusing and writing about what makes a great seminary teacher. So I look forward to doing that. Thanks.